Let's be real. We all have that one makeup drawer that's filled with product that we have not touched in a while. And today I'm challenging myself to use what I already have and possibly encourage you to do the same. I already did my brows and I also already primed my lids because that's just something I always do. But I'm going to show you what I used. Let me know if you want to see an eyebrow tutorial because I have found the perfect products using these. First of all, I found this at the Dollar Tree. I saw videos of everybody saying how good it was, and when I tell you it is good, it is good. The only thing is that it stays tacky. So my eyebrows still feel a little tacky, but it doesn't bother me because of the way they are laid. It is one of the best brow gels I've used. It just stays tacky, so keep that in mind. And then I went over top of it with this, the Maybelline Super Lock, and this is the tinted brow glue, and I use the shade Deep Brown. And then I use the Sephora retractable brow pencil, and I use the shade Chocolate Brown. So pretty. And that's why the title of this video is all drugstore except for one product, and this is it because this is Sephora. But it is affordable. It's $15. And to prime my lids, I use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I love this concealer so much. I use it in every makeup look. What is so fun about this video today is that my daughters helped me pick out some of the makeup products that I'm using today. Like they looked in my drawer and they were like, Mom, that's cute. And that is the point of this video, using what I have, which is a challenge because this year I honestly want to get rid of a lot of things in my makeup drawer that has just been sitting in there before it expires and it just needs to be used. So we're going to use this NYX Plump Right Back Up with electrolytes. This is such a wonderful primer. And if you've been here, hold on. It hasn't been used in a while. Does the pump work? Oh, there it goes. Okay, so if you've been here for a while, you might have seen this in my older videos because I used it all the time until I just didn't because, you know, there's always new products, routines change, but this is a really, really good hydrating primer for your skin. I used this a lot last summer. Speaking of summer, I'm excited for the heat to come back and we're expecting more snow. How is it where you are? Is it freezing? Another favorite of mine that has been sitting in the drawer is this foundation. This is the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum in the shade 8.5, 9.5 Medium Deep. And this is what this foundation looks like. The only thing I don't like is this dropper. I don't know why it's made like this, but it's extremely messy, but I just do this to get it on there. It would be great if they fixed it, but it doesn't bother me because I like the product so much. Okay, I'm gonna take my e.l.f. buffing foundation brush and we're just gonna go ahead and put that on. See how pretty that is? Like immediately. It's like the perfect shade. If you are my shade twin and if you want like a natural but matte finish, this is perfect. I love this foundation. That's why I need to just use it up, you know? I honestly do not want just an overflowing drawer of makeup anymore. I just like using what I like. Next, we're going to go in with a product that I don't really use a lot. This is the Thread Concealer, and I picked the shade 05 Tan Golden. It was a little bit lighter, as you can see, immediately. That's why. And I feel like I would need to mix it, and I almost feel like doing that because this is so bright. I actually am going to. We're going to use that e.l.f. concealer that I showed you in the beginning. That is my staple, the Deep Cinnamon. And I'm just going to like mix these two together because I already know that is going to be too bright. Gave myself a little concealer highlight in my hair and put it on my forehead. A thin line on my nose, tip of my nose, above my cupid's bow and my chin. And then taking my BK Beauty concealer brush, which I love so much. It just really gets in there and spreads out the product so well. Okay, see, I'm noticing why I don't use that concealer as much because it gets a little bit patchy. It's not as easy to blend out as the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I never have an issue with that, but we're gonna use it today. Let me know, have you all used any Thread Beauty products? My favorite from Thread Beauty, and I'm not using it in this video because I use it all the time, you might already know, is that Face It Stick as my bronzer. I'm like, how am I even going to make it through this video without using that? The chin, spreading that out. And then I like to flip the brush over because this side is really precise and I can just pat over that line because I like to keep that line of highlight. Same for the tip. I like those points to be highlighted. I don't want to erase that concealer. Cupid's bow. Just a little bit around my mouth. I like to do that. And this is what the base is looking like so far. It looks really, really good. Now, speaking of being adventurous, I'm going to use this e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter in the shade, what shade is this? Rich. But I got a darker shade because I wanted to use it as a bronzer. And like I said, I'm in love with that Thread Beauty bronzer, so I don't reach for this as much. And also, I like a matte finish, and this is going to give you a glow because, of course, it's called Halo Glow. But we're going to use it today as like a liquid bronzer. I'm just going to put a little bit on my nose and be really careful because I like to take it. Let me switch that around and bring it up over my nose. And then I like to put it around my nose like that, kind of like a circle. And that's all I'm going to use. We're going to buff it out with the Ultimate Blending Brush by e.l.f. I love these brushes so much. I've had them forever. This one's kind of falling apart, but it has lasted me for years. And sometimes it's fun to play in your old makeup because, like I said in the beginning, you might just be so excited to try new products that there was a product that actually was good and you just stopped using it. So we get to get reacquainted with some of our makeup that might end up becoming a staple this year in your routine. So as you can see, that glow, definitely going to give you the glow. And I'm just going to buff those lines out on my nose and around. I'm going to go back in with that concealer brush. I didn't put any more on, but I'm going to take what's left on it and just kind of bring it over the bronzer because that came in a little bit close. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that Thread Beauty concealer because it just leaves my face a little bit patchy. And then next, my daughter's going to be happy about this. We're going to use the ColourPop liquid blush in the color Super Shy. And I am not an avid blush user, especially liquid blush. I just always skip that step. But I think it's going to be fun to do it because who knows? Who knows? I'll put a little bit on my nose. Y'all, every video I've rhymed. But actually, that was the same word. Okay, let me keep going. And I'm going to use this brush. This is the Sigma Multitasker. This brush right here. And that is exactly what I needed to do because I was like, what am I going to blend this blush out with? Well, the Multitasker brush because it can do it all. I hope. Yeah, that did a really good job. So not too much. We're not going to do too much. But that is pretty. Like just a subtle little pink. My daughter loves color. Vibrant looks. She's so excited for me to do like really bright colors and things, which I like to do in the summertime. All right, so it's looking pretty. And those are all of my cream products. So we're going to move into setting all of these. And I'm going to first set all of this concealer. And we're going to use this right here. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. And I like the shade 25 Medium. And if I can open it and show you without spilling it out, this is what that color looks like. It's so pretty. But I'm so used to a finely milled blurring setting powder, and that is not what you get from this. That's the only thing I say about this drugstore powder is it's a little bit more, what's the word? Grainy, not as finely milled. So keep that in mind. I'm going to use my BK Beauty N14 brush, another brush that I love so much. And we're just going to dip it into the powder. I'm going to just pat that in ever so lightly. But this color is so pretty. Oh, I love that color. It's like the perfect beigey tan, but not ashy color. It really complements my skin tone because a lot of powders, sometimes they get a little ashy looking. And I don't like that. I'm going to take what's left on my brush and just putting it over my lid. And that is so pretty. It is messy. So keep that in mind as well if you're doing it like this. Maybe don't wear a white shirt. Putting it over everywhere. I had that highlight. And you know when you wear lip gloss all day? I had on this lip gloss and puts that white line. I can't stand that. And next we're going to use this Infallible Bronzer. This is by L'Oreal. Their 24-hour fresh wear. And this is what that color looks like. Now, it's a little bit darker. So that's another reason why I don't pull for this one as much. But it is really pretty. And of course, it depends on your complexion and your preference of what you like. But this definitely can be like a contour color. And as I'm using it, you can be really, light-handed. The pigment on This is so good. Like, you don't need a lot. It's gonna show up. So I'm gonna be really light-handed. And I'm going under my cheekbone, kind of carving that out because this bronzer is like a contour. So why not knock out both techniques? A little on this side. You can use a very light hand with this powder. For sure. And I'm gonna put a little bit under my chin. And I'm just gonna kind of just use the excess and go over my nose like that really quick. Nothing too detailed. Now to set that liquid blush that we use, I'm going to use one of my favorites. Now this is a product I do like to use more often, and it is the Coral Cove Rose Powder Blush by Milani. So easy to blend. So I'm just taking my blush brush by Real Techniques and dabbing it in there. And you can be really heavy-handed with this. Total opposite of that bronzer, because this blush, you can just build it up. It's very sheer, but that's what makes me like it. So you can just add as much as you want. This is fun. Actually using products that have been sitting in my drawer. If they could talk, they would be like, finally. Except for this one, because I pull for this one a lot, actually. And as you can see, it's just the perfect amount of blush. I don't like a blush that on me, and I found out that is too red, too like fuchsia, but I like more of a coral pinkish. Let me know, what kind of blush do you like on your skin? It all depends. We're all different shades. God made us all so beautiful, and that's just another amazing thing about makeup. Like, one product on one person might look completely different on you. And sometimes the same products work, but we're all uniquely ourselves and exactly the way God made us to be. Next, we're going to use a highlighter that I also use a lot. I had to use this one because I love it. This is the Precious Petals by Wet n Wild. It's just going to work every single time. Isn't that beautiful? It's like right between silver and gold. It's the perfect combination of colors. And I like to add mine on the tip of my nose, kind of like a half moon. And then at the very top of the bridge of my nose, I like to put it on the inner corners of my eyes because it just brightens it up, and I love using a highlighter to glow. I just love what it does to your face. It just brings the makeup look all together. I will forever and always be a highlight girl. I'm going to use that BK Beauty N14 brush again, and I'm just going to take that highlighter and put it on my forehead. I like the shine on my forehead. That's just so cute to me. And then I put it on my cheeks, the high points of my cheeks. Right over that blush is where I'm going to put it. See how that shine, that glimmer, just give me all the glow. And then another thing I like to do, I'm going to use this L'Oreal Infallible. Now this is their powder foundation in the color 365 Copper. This is what that looks like. That's the shade. I use the same brushes sometimes and just mix them. We're going to use that same brush that I use for the blush. And I'm going to just put this all over my face. This brush is very, very good. It's so fluffy. It's not going to concentrate the product all in one spot. It spreads it out evenly, and I love that. That's why you can just use this same brush and just kind of set everywhere. I like the shade of this a lot. To wing or not, that is the question. Do I want to wing or do I not want to wing? We're going to wing. We're just going to put a little one. So I do a line going out like that. And then I'm just going to go, not even in the middle, just on the edge and upwards and connect the line. So not in the middle, but just right here. And then I just fill that in. I like doing this when I just want a quick little extra, just cleaning up the wherever it needs to be. I like that little spike up. I feel like that's so cute. Let's do it on the other side. I stopped wearing wings for a while, but I will never fully leave the wing. It's just so much fun to have. Gives you a little pizzazz. On the everyday, I stopped using it a lot, but I'm not saying that I'm not going to bring it back for the everyday because I just love the wing. All right, we're almost finished, but let's do our lashes. We're going to use the Panorama Voluminous Mascara. This is by L'Oreal Paris. I have so many mascaras in that drawer. Before this video, my daughters, we were like picking out things to use, and my 4-year-old girl was like, she had to do any, mini, miny, mo because she saw this one and another one that was pink and she couldn't decide. But she said, Mommy, I picked the gold. So we're going to use this one. So here we go. I really like L'Oreal and Maybelline. Like, I like a lot of their products. And another thing I go back and forth on with mascara is like Do I want to use it on my bottom lashes as well? Because sometimes I just like using it on the top. But this mascara is really pretty, really dark. It's a wet formula, but I like the wet formula. I like wet formulas that dry so that I can go back on and lengthen my lashes over top, because it's hard to do that when it stays wet. So I think, if I can remember, we'll come back to this. I'm going to let it dry for a minute and do the lips and see if we can build on top of it. But that's pretty. Now I get so excited when it comes to the lips. And I picked out a lip combo. I picked out a lip combo that I was excited for. So we're going to use the Revlon Color Stay Longwear Lip Liner. And this is the one that's called chocolate, but it's not really chocolate. It's like burgundy. Let me see if this will show you. This is the pencil right here. And I'm going to swatch it so you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's definitely burgundy. You know, sometimes companies will advertise something as chocolate, but that's definitely burgundy, maroon. And this is why this has been in the drawer, because I've been using brown so much. And I can already tell I'm going to be so excited for this lip combo because it's different. Are you like that? Are you more of a brown lip liner girl? I definitely am. But then I like pink combos just as much. I kind of just... See, that's not brown, but it's pretty. We're going to go in the middle with this L'Oreal. I told you all I like L'Oreal and Maybelline. This is their... What is the name of this? Oh, this is their liquid lip color, and it's in the shade Rouge. Am I reading that right? It's printed so small. Rouge, yes. Is that right? No, okay. It's in the color 100 Fairy Tale Ending, and it's this shade right here. Like a pinkish. Let's swatch it. Yeah, we're going to put that in the middle. As I'm doing this video, I'm looking in the background and you can see that rose. I got it for my birthday. My family got it for me, and it lasts like a year. It doesn't die like immediately, and I love it so much. Oh yeah, that's pretty together. Now this isn't my favorite liquid lip color because it kind of, it kind of fades when you do that, you know? Gotta add a little bit more. I like a blurring matte, you know, one that doesn't kind of stick to the crevices or fade out, but I'm going to put a gloss on top and it's just going to like fuse it together. And we're going to use this one. This is the Essence Lip Gloss, and it's in the shade Summer Punch. And I just love how shiny this one is. The consistency of it is so good. It's not sticky. The shine it gives your lips is like, whoa. See that? Oh, that's pretty. And I want it to be a little bit more lighter, so I'm going to add a little bit more of that pink. And yeah. It's almost giving like a red lip. And now since my mascara has had time to dry, yes, this is definitely one that dries, and I love that because you can just build on top. And just elongate those lashes just a little bit more. That's one thing, I do have some good mascaras in there that need to be put to use. Pretty. I love it. I'm going to go back into that L'Oreal bronzer, and I'm just going to put a little bit on my lids because I always use bronzer as an eyeshadow, and it gives a little bit of definition. Yeah. It's funny, the little things make the biggest difference. And since this is so concentrated, I'm just going to take a little dab of it and kind of go over where our nose just a little bit. Like I said, be real light-handed. like so. And then the final thing that we're going to do is we're going to set this into place with this right here. I could have called this is why it's sitting in the drawer, because I have a reason why when I pull these out. This is like hairspray. You've probably heard it. It's almost like you don't want to be inhaling this. I don't know. I don't use it a lot because everyone says it sets your makeup in place if you're out a lot. And a lot of times I don't feel like my makeup needs to sit for such a long period of time. Now, this is going to depend on your lifestyle. You know, how long you're out, how many places you're going. And for me, I don't need a setting spray that's going to lock in my face completely all day. Like, but if I were going to like an amusement park, if I was going to be out for an entire day, you know, with family, like that's when I think people are saying this will make your makeup last, but we're going to use it. Here we go. This is intense. I also don't open my eyes immediately. Like, I just don't want to, shouldn't be talking. Okay, we're in the clear. But this is the L'Oreal Paris 3-second setting mist. 36 hours it says. So I don't think you're going to be out for 36 hours, but I even saw they made a bigger one of these. If you use this, tell me why you like it a lot, because I need to use it more to tell you, because I don't really see, and I might after this video be like, oh yeah, I see a difference in my finish, but I kind of do now. Yeah, I kind of do see like a little bit of shine. I'm kind of liking that. Our setting spray that makes your makeup defy transfer, locks in makeup wear up to 36 hours, waterproof, sweat resistant, clothes resistant, smudge resistant, phone resistant. I've never heard that. Micro diffusing system, lightweight, non-sticky, won't mark or ruin makeup, natural finish. Yes, it is giving a natural finish. Okay, yes. The only product that I don't think that I will be using anymore is that Thread Beauty concealer. But yeah, this is the finished look. So I hope this helped you. I hope this encourages you to pull out that makeup that you've had in that drawer, because I'm pretty sure you can get a beautiful look out of it. And if you're like me, you don't want to waste any product. You kind of just want to use it up and just, yeah, use what we get. Not to say I'm not going to buy anything else, because I know I will, but I want to use up what I have. We are reaching 30K. Will you help me get there? So if you're new here, you've entered into the most beautiful community here on YouTube, and that's because you are here. And will you help me get to 30K? We love Jesus most of all on this channel. We share his goodness, his love, his compassion, his everything. He's king, and we worship him on this channel. We also do beauty, makeup tutorials, hair tutorials. I mix in a little bit of lifestyle here and there. So if that's what you like, please hit subscribe, comment below, hit that notification bell for more videos. And let me know if you all like videos like this. Would you like me to do another look shopping my own makeup drawer? Because I would love that, and it will help me get through this makeup too. Just let me know. And also let me know in the comments, what is that one drugstore product that you will never give up? I have a lot. And as always, I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll see you, friend, on the next video. Bye.